Yeah, so I completed Flappy Bird. What you see here, this is the finished game, what I managed to do in the time frame that I set myself, which was 2 weeks. The game mechanics are the same compared to what I presented in the previous video. It's just a little more visual candy and general polish added. This game is made using the Godot Game Engine. I am in the process of learning how to use Godot, and this is basically my first project out of 9 little ones that I am planning to do for the remainder of 2021. And these 9 little games will be step 1 in my quest to become a game developer. So what I mean by becoming a game developer is that I want to publish a game on Steam, and I plan on doing that by Christmas 2022. And when that's done, I will titulate myself as an official game developer. So let me say a little bit about the changes I made in this last week of the project. So let's call that the polish phase. First of all, I changed the background a little, just adjusting the colors, making it look like more like stormy weather. I also added some clouds on the top using Particles 2D, and also the rain effect is made by Particles 2D. The bird is animated. This animation was actually made using Krita, which is okay for little animations like this. As well, I added a separate sprite for when the player dies. It's not animated, but I think it looks okay really. First I thought I should make a separate animation for flapping the wings when the player jumps, but I just thought that it looks alright like it is now, so I didn't bother. Then there are some sound effects, which livens up the game quite a bit, I think. For flapping, for crashing, there are some ambient sounds for the rain and for the thunder. The thunder actually has a delay so that it plays a little bit after the lightning. I accomplished this simply by having like up to a second of silence at the start of the sound clip. I just thought this was the easiest way to do it. Also, you can toggle the sound on and off, which I guess is nice. I didn't bother with music because mainly I couldn't find anything suitable. I think Riders on the Storm by the Doors, that would have been great, but I'm not gonna pay royalties for that here. For visual stuff, I made the lightning effect, which I think looks good, really. It doesn't do anything with the game mechanics, but it gives the game a lot visually, I think. For learning how to do this, I used a tutorial by Diecode, which helped me out quite a bit. And so I just followed his lead and then tweaked it to my needs to fit the game. If you want to watch this tutorial, I got a link down below. As I said, this project's been the first one that I've done on my own in Godot, not following a tutorial. So let me then reflect a little bit on what I think I learned so far. First of all, scope-wise, I think this hit the spot. Flappy Bird is a very simple concept, and I think it's been totally doable in a week, or actually 2 weeks now. It's not been too much, not too complicated. I think I could have done this in 1 week. It's just that the last couple of months, life and other things have not been ideal for giving things like this my full focus. A lot of things going on, and that's why I set aside 2 weeks for this one. But from now on forward, up through December, I will be doing 1 week per game. So I plan on doing 8 more little games, 1 for each week for the remainder of 2021. One thing is that I felt kind of a bit unsure when it comes to structuring the game, like how to start, which nodes to use first, and things like that. I noticed that my understanding of the different types of nodes was a bit shaky, and I guess it still is. I do think I need to study up more on the nodes concept and the different types of nodes in Godot. This seems to be very, very fundamental in Godot. Gameplay wise, like game mechanics and stuff, I think that was alright. I don't think that was all too challenging. The thing I think I needed to wrap my head around the most was really using different states, like the player being alive or dead, or going from play to pause mode, things like that. And I think the way that I accomplished that was a bit hacky, to be honest. I think Godot has got a lot easier ways of handling pause than how I did it. So I guess I need to check up on that. One thing that I think was a lot of fun was playing around with particles. I must say that's a great feature of Godot, very versatile. I think it's very easy to make nice effects using particles. I played around a little, making a fire effect and a smoke effect. That didn't end up in the finished game, but at least I know how to do things like that, and that's good. What did end up in the game was the clouds and the rain effect, which was made with particles, and I'm happy with that. Also, of course, the lightning effect is made with particles, and I think that looks really awesome. One thing I did not focus on was making the menus and the UI look pretty. I think that's honestly quite shabby looking, and that makes the game look and feel quite a bit less polished than I would have liked in a complete game. I guess I could have done it now, it's just I didn't prioritize it. I do want to keep the self-imposed deadlines and not get behind on that. So going forward, as I said, I think I need to study up more on the node system in Godot. That being said, having done this project, I think it's giving me a more intuitive sense of the different type of nodes and the ways how to use them. It's just that I want to have a deeper, better, and more fundamental understanding in this area, and I think that will really help me out a lot. Well, so that was Flappy Bird, and I consider that finished for now. Obviously, I could have done a lot more, at least done a lot more polish-wise. But after all, this was a 1 week project that I on purpose stretched out over 2 weeks. So when the deadline was there, that's it. No more work on that one. Now over to the next one. And the next project that I'll be doing will be some version of Pong. I think that will be kind of similar to Flappy Bird when it comes to complexity. It's also a very simple game, so that should be doable in a week's time. So features that I would like to incorporate is, firstly, I would like to make a lighting effect, maybe like a shimmer around the ball and maybe around the paddles as well, or something like that. I wanted to have this in Flappy Bird, but I didn't see how I could fit that in really, so I just dropped it. Also, I would like to have the possibility to choose 1-player or 2-player modes, and for playing against the computer to have a couple of different difficulty levels. That's probably gonna be as simple as having the computer paddle have different speeds at different levels. I don't think I'm gonna try to make some type of complicated artificial intelligence at this point. One of the main things with this little project I'm doing now, I think, is to limit the scope enough so that they will actually be doable over the course of 1 week. I will limit myself to keeping these projects down to 1 week, and also I'll be making and posting videos on YouTube, and right now that's something that's taking a little bit of time, to be honest. So I hope my workflow on this will be a little bit more effective very soon. Anyway, if you watched this far, maybe you liked this video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up. That will be much appreciated. And for next video, I'll be making one when Pong is done, at least. That will be in a week from now, so I guess I'll see you in a week at the latest, when I hopefully completed the Pong game.